Oke, hello everyone. Welcome back to my channel Ruang Diskusi Podcast. Okay, it's a place we talk casually but still think critically and logically. Today we are going to discuss a topic that is being talked about a lot, which is MBG or free nutrition meals. Some people say this program is very important of the future, but other think it's wastes money and it's not the real priority. So that we don't is argue with facts. Today we have a guest who understand public policy and economic. Let's welcome your guest. Ta-da-da! Hello, Mr. Muji.
Hello Edgar, ya.
How are you?
I'm fine Edgar. I'm fine.
Okay, I'm to be honest. Why is MBG considered very important? Is providing for the responsibility of parents,
Yeah.
not the government.
That that's a very reasonable question, Edgar. Yes, parents do have the main responsibility. However, in reality, not all families have the same economic conditions. Many students go to school feeling hungry or lacking proper nutrition. When the happiness, they find it hard to focus, get tired easily, and lose motivation to study. So MBG is not just about free food, but about giving all students equal conditions to learn properly.
From an economic point of view, how is MBG helpful? Many people say the budget is too big and becomes a burden for the country.
Yeah. If managed well, the impact can be positive. MBG can involve local farmers, small business, food vendors, and people around schools. Ingredients can come from local areas, not far away. This can create jobs and help move the local economy. Also, students with good nutrition will grow up healthier and more productive. In the long term, this is beneficial for the country.
Okay, Professor, I understand. Uh, why is large budget uses for MBG instead of free internet, improving education, or increasing teachers' salaries?
This is an important question, but actually is not about choosing only one option. Free internet is important, but it won't help much if students hungry and can focus. Good school facilities and curriculum are also important, but students all need healthy physical conditions, and teacher salaries do need to be encouraged. However, MBG focus on the most basic need of students, which is nutrition and healthy. If this basic need is met, education programs can work out better.
Okay. I understand. Indonesia is very large. How can MBG reach remote areas?
This solution is not sending food from the center, but using a local resource, for example, involving school kitchens or people who live in neighborhoods. This makes distribution easier and helps local community benefit is as well.
Okay, next question, Professor. What about food quality and cleanliness? People worry that the food might just feel stomachs but not be healthy.
Yeah. Okay. That concern is understandable. That's why APG must have clear nutrition standards and regular supervision. The food must be clean, healthy, and sustainable for students. Not nutrition needs, not just cheap.
Okay, next question. If the government changes, can MBG still continue?
To make the program sustainable, MBG must have a long-term rules and planning. The budget must also be transparent so the public can monitor it. And I hope is that MBG is implemented gradually and reaches the right targets. If managed well, the program can help create healthy students who are motivated to learn and ready for future.
Okay, I just changed my call. Next to the topic. Okay, Professor Moji, some people say that students why become dependent on free meals. They worry students will not learn responsibility. What do you think about that?
I understand that concern, but MBG is not about making students lazy or dependent. Uh, it is about helping them during their school years. The goal is to support learning, not reckless responsibility, and parents still play an important uh, role at home.
Okay. What about students from families who can already afford good food? Is MBG still feel for MBG?
This is why targeting is important, Edgar. In some areas, MBG can be priority for students who really need it. But in other areas, providing meals for all students can avoid discrimination. If one eats the same food and no fails as health.
Okay, that makes sense. But let's talk about efficiency. How can the government make sure the money is not wasted?
Okay, efficiency depends on good management, clear rules, transparent budgets, and strong supervision are key. The government can also use digital system to monitor spending. Public involvement is also important to prevent corruptions.
Okay, do you think schools are ready to handle a program like this?
Okay. Not all schools are ready yet, and that's okay. That's why MBG shall be implemented step by step. The government can start with pilot projects, and from there, they can clear what works and improve the system.
How about the off teacher is in MBG? Do thing get extra work?
Okay. Teachers should not be burdened too much. Their main jobs is teaching, not managing food. There should be special staff or feeders who handles meals. And teachers can help supervisor but not do everything.
Interesting. Can MBG also be used to educate students about healthy lifestyle?
Yeah, absolutely. MBG can teach students about balanced nutrition and healthy eating habits. Schools can combine it with simple lessons but healthy. This, This can shape good habits for the future.
So MBG is not only about food, but also education.
Yes, actually, food is the entry point, but the bigger goal is better healthy, better focus, and better education. In the long run, this help build better human resources. Uh, uh, and I hope uh, instead MBG is implemented gradually and reaches the right targets. If managed well, these programs can help create healthy students who are motivated to learn and ready for the future.
Okay, thank you very much, Moji, for the explanation. From this discussion, we can see that every grade has many benefits, but also challenge that must be weighed together. Thank you to everyone who are listening. I'm Edgar, signing off.